Good morning. Welcome to gentle yoga or whenever you're practicing. Let's go ahead and take a seat. As you sit yourself down, let's elevate our hips up onto something. If you need additional support, you may want to bring your back to a wall or tuck a few props underneath your knees. However you choose to sit, let's take a few breaths together. Feel for centering your attention into your practice space and into the moment. And let's bring our hands to our energetic heart. Take a few moments and connect inside. Scanning from the top of your head slowly all the way down towards the soles of your feet. Bringing in an intention or a dedication. How do you want to feel in this practice? Or what makes you smile? Maybe it's peanut butter cookies. Or maybe it's something else. How do you want to feel in this practice today? What lifts and lightens you up? What brings a smile from inside out? From time to time, check in with that, just as a centering focal point for the practice today. Resting your hands somewhere down below, and let's do a little shitali, curling the tongue or stacking the teeth. Breathe in through that space. And breathe out through your nose, ujjayi, that audible whisper. Let's do about 5 more cycles of shitali or shikari with ujjayi. If you'd like to add a little bit of movement to the head as you breathe in, breathe through that hollow space, lifting the chin up. And on the exhale, lower the chin, breathe out through your nose. One more time together. Bringing your head back into a neutral position. Change out the position of your legs by stretching them out in front of you. Little Dandasana, a little point and flex of your feet. Then reposition your body. If you're sitting cross-legged, bring the other shin out in front of you. And then bring your hands on your legs. Little seated cat-cow. Breathe in, slide your hands towards your hips, lift your chest. Draw the shoulder blades in. And then exhale, tuck the chin round the shoulders and draw the abs towards the spine. Back and forth, breathing in, open the front line. And breathe out, round. Slow and smooth waves of breath. And then sitting up tall, breathe in, extend out through your arms. And exhale, bring one hand to the floor or to a block and reach the other side over. Let's stay here for about 6 breaths. Your head coming back, opening through the side ribs. Shoulders relax down towards the hips. Slow and deep breath. Press with your bottom hand, lift yourself up, and exhale. Come over to the other side, and let's give it about 6 breaths here. Centering your focus on your intention or on the breath, or look-see around the room at a steady focal point to help your mind ground. And on the inhale, press through the bottom arm. Come on up. Exhale, release the shoulders and the arms. Bring your feet out in front of you again in Dandasana, staff pose. Holding it steady, reach through the feet, flex through the toes, and either hands beside you for extra grounding and support, or interlace your fingers and bring the arms above you. If you're very tight in your low back and behind your legs, bend your knees until you can sit up tall. Give yourself about 3 or 4 more breaths in Dandasana, staff pose. On the exhale, bring your arms down. Widen your feet just a little bit, or a little bit wider if you need more space for your body shape. Slide down towards your feet, coming into Paschimottanasana, coming into a seated forward fold. Staying with extension if you have disc issues. If you get any kind of nerviness, stay more upright, lifting through the chest and the top of the head. If you're wanting a little more stretch in the low back or the back line of the body, come forward more. Give it about 6 breaths. Nod the chin in just a bit. And on the inhale, lift from the chest, come on up. Walk your feet in closer together, left leg out, right knee bends. And you can either take the knee up or the knee open, depending on how that feels in your hips and your body shape. As you breathe in, lift up, lean back a little bit. Spinal twist, exhale to the right. Steady your gaze at a focal point, or inside or outside. And feel for embodying the breath, embodying the dedication or intention of the practice. On your exhale, smoothly unwind your twist. Let's switch out to the second side. Take your time. Moving slowly on the exhale, twisting around to the left. Centering the focus in the now. Awareness of your intention, of the breath, of your connection to being present. On exhale, come back to neutral. Both legs out in front of you. You can widen the distance or keep them more narrow. Bend the knees and come back into Paschimottanasana, into the forward fold. Give yourself 6 breaths. Flex your feet, a little bend in the knees. Hinging forward from your hips. Inhale, slide your hands up your legs to come up. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Sit yourself up onto something if you're not already. And then let's butterfly the knees in and out. Holding steady and still with the upper body. And the next time your knees open, stay here. Pull up through the length of the spine and let your right ear hang over towards the right shoulder, breathing into the left side of your neck. Lift through the chest, feeling for expansion through the front line of the body. Eyes steady. Look down at your right shoulder and tuck the chin in a little bit. Lifting your chin up, kind of at a half circle, go all the way around. And then let the left ear relax towards the left shoulder, stretching into the right side of your neck. Notice if you're kind of collapsed at the chest, pull up, shoulders back and down, releasing the right side of your neck. Exhale, turn and look down towards your left shoulder, nodding your chin in a little bit. And this time, scoop down with your chin, center the chin over the chest. 3 breaths into the back of the neck. pressing downward through the outer edges of your feet and your knees. And bring your head, put your head back up on straight. And then lift the chin up until you feel this stretch from the chin through the front of the neck down to the chest. You might even feel this down into your belly. And bring your head back to neutral. Join me on your hands and your knees. Please pad up for comfort here. And once we arrive on all fours, sit your hips back towards your feet, drawing the navel towards the spine. Coming into child's pose, you could have head down, resting on your hands, a block, or the floor. Knees open or closed. And please make sure your forehead is resting on something to help ground the attention and the mind. Two more breaths. Breathe in, come forward, and let's lower down onto your belly. So as you come down onto the belly, you may want to put a bolster under your belly. Widen out the legs at a comfortable distance apart. Picking up one leg, set it back down, do the other with the other side, and then tilt the tailbone towards the heels. Activating the legs, Sphinx pose. Breathe in, come on up. Come up onto the elbows, bring the shoulders back, and then look straight out. If you're needing more support for the lower back, bring your arms forward more so you have more of your belly on the floor or on the cushion. Engaging in your legs for support, and a little pull with your arms to open the chest. About 3 or 4 more breaths. Exhale, come down. And let's give it 3 belly breaths on the earth. And press yourself up, either child's pose, or if you'd like to come into downward facing dog, you can, or puppy pose. Draw the navel up towards the spine, giving some support and connection to the breath and to our intention. How do you want to feel? What do you wish to embody? Exhale, bring the knees down if you're up in downward dog. And let's go ahead and grab blocks, bring them in front of you. The tall setting, lunge forward with your left foot. Right knee under the hip. Let's start with a half lunge. And when you're ready, slowly raise your arms up and tilt your tailbone down. Sit into this left hip so that you feel more balanced here at your hips. Lifting the gaze just a little bit. On the exhale, lower your arms, put your right hand on the block, and then give a little turn, a twist to your left. Leaning back open through the chest. So we could stay here in the twist. There's also a lounging twist you into where you set the right back behind you, and then you take the right arm forward and you kind of turn, being a little lower, opening up through the psoas and the ribs. So do a little experiment with how this feels in your body, whether it's staying more upright in the twist or more in this lounging twist. A few more cycles of slow, deep breath. And exhale. Come on out. Variations of pigeon pose. If you don't want to come all the way down today, rotate to the outside of your foot from the hip, opening up through that outer edge of your left leg. And or if you'd like to come into pigeon, tuck that foot in, slide the right hip back, and maybe sit on something such as a block or a bolster. We can be higher or lower in your pigeon. We'll be here for about 6 to 8 breaths. Draw the chin in, lengthen out through the top of your head. Breath is steady and smooth. Feeling for a sense of ease, contentment, and a connection within. Pressing and lifting yourself back up, and either child's pose, puppy pose, or downward facing dog. Abdominals lifting, supporting you. On the exhale, knees down. If you're in downward facing dog, let's grab our blocks again and step your right leg forward. Coming into our half lunge to start with. Widen out the distance between your legs, and when you're ready, raise the arms, sit down in this right hip. Pressing the thumbs back and a little bit of an upward gaze with the eyes. On the exhale, bring your hands down, prepping for our twist. Left hand on the block, right hand to the hip, slowly roll open. Or if you'd like that lounging twist, bring the left knee behind you, lower the block just a bit, and then taking the right hand to the hip. Lean back in your twist, opening up the spine. Adjust the gaze to a steady focal point, inward or outward. And on the exhale, unwind for your pigeon variations. Remember, there's a few different ways we could practice that. Rolling to the outside edge of the right foot, sitting your hips back, or coming down to the floor, or coming down to a bolster into classic pigeon pose. Finding what's right for you. And whatever you choose, come back to breath, come back to your center and your focal point. And on the exhale, pressing back into child's pose, downward facing dog or puppy. Or if you'd like Chakravakasana, that would be a great choice there too. Coming down with your knees, come into plank. Ground the energy. And on the exhale, lower down to your belly. Sphinx or locust variation, taking your hands beside your hips, slide your hands towards your feet, and then lift the legs up. Or we could come back to propping up onto the forearms like we did earlier in Sphinx. Engage your legs in a long stream, steady flow of breath. Exhale, come down and rest your forehead. Some belly breath, about 3 breaths. Hands press you up. Child's pose with your arms going to the right. So hips come back, walk your hands to the right, and either take your forehead onto a block or onto the right hand. Reach that left arm up and over at a diagonal. Expanding breath through the left side. Breathe in, come on up, and let's go over to your other side. Take the block with you, resting your forehead and reaching through that right arm. Expanding the breath through the right channel from your hand down to your hip. And then lifting yourself back up. Come towards the top of your mat, down onto your forearms, and then lift up off of your hips and off of your feet. Forearms parallel, palms down, elbows right underneath the shoulders. Push down like you're doing a little mini push up here, and then hang your head, breathing into your back ribs. Spreading your breath in between your shoulders. And exhale, release. Come onto your back. Have your block and maybe a strap close at hand. And when we arrive on our back, feet down on the floor, knees bent. And let's wait for the energy to settle. Knees can prop together or apart or parallel. Bridge pose with or without a block for support under the sacrum. Lift your hips up, walk your shoulders under, and if you want more support, take the block under the sacrum. Choose a height that works for you. And then rest your shoulders down away from your ears so your neck is open. The chin is in, and then we're evenly weighting down through our feet. Give a little gentle squeeze between the thighs. And tilt the tailbone towards your knees. And even if we're using the block, ground through your feet, gently press into the floor. One more big breath. Raise your heels up, take out the block, and then smoothly set your pelvis back down to the floor. Apanasana for counter pose. Lift your feet, hands on the legs. Exhale, bring the legs in close using your abs. Inhale, move the knees away. Exhale, bring them in. Little Apana Vayu to ground the energy. Right foot down, left leg up. You could put a strap around the foot or hold the leg. This right foot could stay down on the floor, or you could stretch both legs out. Right leg reaching away from the hip as the left leg comes up. What is the most steady, where you can come back with more ease to the intention, to the embodying, and to the breath. No struggle. Bending your left knee, half happy baby. Bring your left knee off to the side, sole of the left foot facing the sky. Right foot could stay on the floor, extending it out. Slide your right foot to the floor if it's straight. Left ankle up on the thigh. Back release pose, picking up your right foot and cradling the left down into your left hip. Let the sacrum become heavier, where more of the sacrum comes to the earth. You may feel your lumbar, your lower back kind of lift up a little bit. And on the exhale, release your right foot. A little bit of walking in place here. Do a little stroll here, pressing one foot down, then the other foot down. A little sacral reset. And then pause 3 breaths. Embodying the moment, connection to your intention. Right leg comes up and strap around the foot or hold the leg. Optional to extend that left leg out along the floor, keeping both legs active. Bringing into your heart mind how you want to feel, or that connection to yourself in the moment, taking care. Half happy baby, bend the right knee, bring the right knee off to the side, either hold the foot, a strap around the foot, or hold behind the leg. Depending on how this feels in your pelvis, you may want to bend the left knee and put the foot on the floor, or extend out, creating more space. And on the exhale, bend the left knee back, release variation, hooking the right ankle. You could keep the foot down or lift the leg up. Relaxing in the shoulders, long, deep breaths. And bringing your feet down on the exhale. Little walking in place. Separate your feet as wide as the mat. Bring your arms into a V or a T shape. Let your knees go to the left, look to the right, an open twist. Connecting inward, scanning through, focused on the intention, or use your senses to embody the moment. And on the exhale, move back to center. Wait on the inhale, right in neutral. And the exhale, knees go to the right, look to the left. Add a little press to the inside of the left foot. And on the exhale, smoothly come on back to center. Apanasana as our counter pose, lifting your feet up. On the exhale, draw the legs in using your abs. Inhale, the legs move away. Exhale, bring them in. A few more times. And rest. Setting your feet down on the floor, legs up the wall, stretch your body out. Find a restful position for our breath practice. Starting with your hands on your belly, feel the waves of breath down in your belly. Shitali or Shitkari, making the little taco tongue or stacking the teeth with a little space between. Breathe in through the space. Exhale through the nose. And a few more times. One more time together. And then rest, letting go of the effort of the breath. Let your breath go back to its natural state. Connecting within. Imagine yourself resting in the most beautiful, comforting, safe space possible. What does that mean for you? What does that look like for you? If you'd like to stay longer, please continue to rest. If you're ready to sit up with me, take your time, roll from the side, and let's sit together when you're ready. Elevating your hips up onto something. Feel for being in the moment, being present. Uniting your hands on the heart or together in prayer. welcoming in the loving kindness meditation. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well in my body and in my mind. May I be safe from inner and outer harm or danger. May I truly be happy and at peace. Or maybe one of those phrases in the mantra resonate with you, just saying that a few more times. May I be filled with loving kindness, well in my body and mind, safe inward and outward. Truly be happy and at peace. And thank you for joining me in this practice today. Blessings to you.